What up, what up, what up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome to another live stream, you guys. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank you so much for being here once again. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Shout out to you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. So, before we get started, make sure you put a one in the chat just to make sure that you hear me okay. Put a one in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. I want to make sure that the audio is good. One in the chat if you guys can hear me well. Put a one in the chat if you guys can hear me perfectly fine. Just want to make sure that the audio is good. All right. So as you come into the building, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody in the building. You guys, thank y'all so much for being here once again. I hope all is well with all of you guys. I hope y'all been doing well. Thank y'all so much. I miss y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. So yeah, make sure you hit the like button, you guys. We're gonna jump right into this live stream because I don't want to keep you guys too long, you guys, y'all. Because your girl, Lord, I have not been feeling good, but I am here. All right. Throat is a little scratchy, y'all. So please bear with me. Please bear with me. All right. So as you come in, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. That is super, super helpful and super important to the channel, y'all. So make sure you are doing that as you come into the building. Just as many people as we have in the building, want to make sure that we have just as equal amount of likes. Okay, so make sure you guys are liking the stream as you come in. All right, so thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate everybody in the building, everybody watching. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Successful MD. I am Alex. Megan Good in the building. Shamari Fierce. Letitia Harrison. I hope I'm saying that right. UFO Kamikaze 1. Lorenzo Redmond. Kenneth Strayhorn. Fourth Dimension. Jaden Seymour. Hustle the Great. Lawrence Jenkins. M5. Boot Camp. Joseph. Thank y'all so much for being here. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So Successful MD already starting with the super chat. I appreciate you. Says my sister looking like a prosecutor for hyenas. Don't start. You make me laugh already. My throat is a little scratchy. So please bear with me. I got a little sore throat, y'all. Lord, this weather is tripping, but that's funny. That's funny. Listen, I wouldn't even think of that. Prosecutor for the hyenas, child. Lord have mercy. Thank you for the super chat and for the laugh. I appreciate you, Successful MD. Thank you so much for being here. A mess. Oh Lord, y'all the trip, baby. Anyway, we're gonna get into it, y'all. All this mosquito spray been messing with people too. Oh, really? I had no idea they were doing that in our area, but child, Lord, it's just, I have not been feeling good. But I feel better today, but I have not been feeling good. But we are here. We are here. So you guys see the title, Modern 304's have lost their minds with this one plus more. Baby, I'm going to play this clip for y'all. We're going to get right into it. Y'all probably already seen this because if I'm not mistaken, I think Crimson Cure played it. I'm not sure if she did or not. I know I've seen it somewhere. Maybe it was her or somebody else, but you guys probably already saw this. But I definitely want to give my take on it because it's just getting out of hand, in my opinion. It's getting out of hand, and I just want to get y'all thoughts on it. So make sure you guys chime in the chat. Also, if you're feeling generous and you want to donate or support to the channel, make sure you super chat or cash app. The channel is on the screen if you guys want to support in that way. But make sure you are liking the stream because that definitely supports the channel as well. All right. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up because this kind of like, oh my God, I just was like dumbfounded. I was like in awe and shock when I saw this. And I was just like, what is the world coming to? I already feel like we're in an alternate universe. I already feel like, it's just going, it's shooting the hell. So, it's just getting worse. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have seen it already, but we're gonna talk about this, and we have some other stuff I want to talk about and address as well. All right. So here is the first clip. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Let me know if you can hear the clip okay. Let me know if there's static. Hopefully there's not any static with this, but let me know. Here we go.
Okay. When I'm being paid. Mm-hmm. But what's really interesting about this conversation I was having regarding prostitution was this came off the back of me saying that the thing people don't want to recognize is, and this is going to be very controversial to say, but marriage also is sex work, because a lot of women, what they're doing is, and this is controversial to say, because I'm going to hear this. In your definition where you said earlier about prostitution, where, you know, like you sleep with a man, you get money, or you hang out with him, you get money. Why I say marriage is prostitution is because what happens is women engage in marriage from a place where, okay, ideally, he's going to take care of you financially, and there's a home for you both to live in. And what you are doing is you're fulfilling a role. So you're going to either be some sort of like homemaker, homekeeper, you're raising and rearing the kids, and you are partnering with him and sleeping with him in the hopes that the trade-off will be that you get validation, love, and upkeep. And the man understands and believes that if he continues to fulfill that role for you, then the arrangement works, because marriage is an arrangement. Now, why I say it's prostitution is because whilst it's not necessarily on the surface, you're fucking for a transactional exchange.
Okay, now that's where I'm going to stop her there. That's why I'm going to stop there, because that just blew me. That blew my mind. And that was shocking. JSU Tiger 07, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. This says DeeDee 24. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. And thank you for being here. Now, this is something I was blown away, shocked, kind of like taken back, but not too shocked, right? Because I know that there are a lot of these modern hyenas, these you know, sex workers, these 304's who are out here. I know that they've realized that they've ran their course, like they've been ran through, and they know that they don't really have the opportunity to have a stable relationship for the most part, or even marriage, right? They know that it's damn near impossible for a man to come in and want to marry them and really want to be with them and really have a relationship with them and a life with them. So they know this. So now now I've heard other women say, oh, marriage, there's nothing to marriage. Marriage isn't anything and this and that, because I know that, look, misery loves company, right? If you don't think that you can get something, then you're going to hate on it. That's just what it is. I'm not saying all marriages are great and everybody married is just so great. No, I say it all the time. Marriage is work. If you already married, you vowed to one another to make it work through thick and thin, ups and downs, good and bad, all of that, right? You're supposed to honor your vows. But I'm not saying that everybody's marriage is so great and they're just having a great, no, but overall, if you're married and you're committed to your husband or your wife, you already have that established and y'all have created a life together, marriage is more than just sex. And I think a lot of these 304's are equating it to that, because all they can think about in their mind is the sexual aspect of a man. You know what I mean? They don't know how to think in terms of commitment and real relationships. So everything in their mind is minimized to a sexual transaction, because that's all that they're used to. So when you talk about marriage, you're excluding the commitment, the actual relationship. Because see, when you're a 304, you're doing sex work, there's no commitment there. It's just all about the transaction. You give me what I want and I'm gonna pay you, and that's that. There's no children involved. There's no lifestyle involved. There's no you hanging out with the family and the parents and getting to know each other and all. No, it's none of that. You're just a straight tool that they're using, or that you're using. Your body is a tool used to give yourself to many different men who you don't know, There's no relationship established, right? And for a transaction for you to get money. That's it. That's way different from a committed relationship and a marriage where you've established a life with the person. Because I'm pretty sure those people that you have paying or the sex work or whatever, they don't want a life with you. They're there for one specific reason. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these women who do it, they're there for one specific reason. That's to give him, whatever you want, 2 for 20 or whatever y'all do, whatever they charge, whatever. That's what that's for. But to try to minimize the sanctity of marriage and commitment down to, it's prostitution work, meaning prostitution is all about sex. A marriage is not all about sex. A committed long-term marriage relationship is not just based on sex. And this is what a lot of these modern women think. I said this before. I said, and I'll say it again. All they seem to focus on and all they can respond to is sex and money. That's it. When it comes to the commitment part, the loyalty part, raising and rearing a family, being at home and taking care of a household, taking care of a husband, taking care of family, they don't understand that. That's the part that escapes in the back of their brain. Like they don't understand the purpose of what a real marriage is and what it's based upon and how you get it, how you maintain it, and how you establish it, get it, establish it, maintain it, and work through it. They don't know that. All they know is sex and money. So it would make sense to me that a person who talks like that, they've never really been in a real serious relationship. All they know is transactional. And that's what they're trying to reduce marriage to, which I think is ridiculous. And it just shows you how delusional a lot of these women are and these young women. And this is why they know that they're never going to have it. So they got to minimize it and try to make in their minds, make them feel like it's the same thing. And I'm sorry, boo-boo, it's not. It's not. It's not. Being a 304 out here selling your body is not equated to marriage. Marriage is not sex work. There's way more. It's baffling to me how these women think, and they're just so lost in the sauce, and they don't know anything other than that. If your brain, that's why relationships don't work, in my opinion, because all they care about is money and sex. If he could put it on me good, if he could do this, that's it. And we're going to talk more about that too, as to why you're finding a lot of these women having a hard time getting pleased, because they've been ran through. You've been ran through so much. Now you're becoming desensitized. They're using all these toys. And now you're just walking around aimlessly trying to find, you keep needing bigger and bigger and bigger because you're ran through and you don't have no sensitivity or no feelings down there because you're doing too much. So we're going to get into that, baby. Successful MD says there are only committed to survival equals selfish. Exactly. Thank you for the super chat. What's going on, Paul Harrison? Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. I appreciate you. Paul says, hey, DeeDee, hope all is well with you in the channel. Seems like it's been months. Has it? No. I just showed up to continue to support our sister DeeDee. Let's do the right thing, people. Hit that super chat, Cash App. Thank you so much. Paul, I appreciate you for the generous super chat. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much for being here. What was I saying? Yeah, I think a lot of these women, it's so much that's going on, but I think we're going to see more of this type of rhetoric. We're going to see more of these women trying to minimize the sanctity of marriage to make them feel good about their 304 nature and their whorish lifestyle. So now marriage is like prostitution because you have sex with your husband that you're committed to, that you have a life and a family with, versus 304s out here just sleeping with random men getting money and they dumping you, and they're pumping, dumping you, and you get your $20 and that's it. That's not the same, boo-boo. And I think they're doing this to make themselves feel good, but it's not the same. Let's continue.
There's something that you're fucking for.
But then there's the basis of a relationship. I guess the reason why prostitution is because it's just it's sexual, it's nothing but sex. So you get the sex, you go. Whereas a marriage, to even get to the marriage, there would have been a build of a relationship, friendship, gone through a few things, families involved. Maybe you might even have kids now. So I think that's why people would be the
People
difference.
wouldn't understand that. And why?
And she's absolutely right. And that's the part that this woman is missing or trying to convince herself that it's the same, because once you've been ran through, once you choose that lifestyle, ain't no coming back from that. There's no, especially now where men are saying, nah, we don't want to deal with these types of women. We don't want to deal with that. Especially now, men know the nature of these women. They see you coming. They're not trying to deal with you unless, all it is a transactional situationship. It's just a transaction. If you're going to give them some for $5 or whatever, okay, they're going to take it. And that's it. They're not trying to really be with these type of women like that, because they know these women are out for the money and they've been ran through. Body count is 1,000. Let's continue.
I'm fascinated by that is because what people really miss out on in that conversation and in their opposition to the idea of marriage being a form of sex work is once you stop being able to render that service to the man, he leaves you. So, for example, I've seen countless situations.
No, ma'am. And I don't care what countless situations she's seen. That is not the majority of men just leave. But see, that's the thing is, this is the type of men a lot of these women are used to being around. If that's what you're telling yourself, that, when a man marries you and he's done with you, he's just going to leave you. No, that's not that's if you pick a guy who's really not into you for the right reasons, then maybe that is possible. I'm not going to say that it's impossible, but that is not the narrative. And I really wish women who have never been married or never been in serious committed relationships for a longer period of time stop saying that, because I think it's a fear tactic that they use to convince themselves that, marriage is really not nothing, because all they're going to do is when you no longer serve them, they're just going to up and leave you. And that is not the case. That's not the majority of the cases. And I think, once again, it's a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism to make them feel like they're not missing out on anything, that it's okay to be a whore and 304's and just these transactions, because if I get in a relationship with a man, oh my God, he's just going to do this, he's going to do that. And you've never experienced it. So they're telling themselves this to make themselves feel okay with their decisions and that they're making the right decisions, because otherwise, it's going to be horrible anyway. And that's not really the case. And in fact, I think a lot of these women tell themselves that, and they make it bad for the men. And they push that narrative in their head onto the man and treat the man as if he's already doing this. It's like you believe something, you conjure it up in your head. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of these women don't even see all these bad relationships. I think they just tell themselves, because they listen to the hyena sisterhood and they listen to each other, tell them, girl, these all of them cheat and all of them do this and all that, while not even looking at your own behavior and how you respond to anything and how you act. You're projecting something that is not really there, or that you've never really seen in a lot of these cases. You hear the majority of the women who have so many bad things to say about relationships, a lot of them have never been in a real serious relationship. I said this before. You talk to a lot of these women have all these first expectations from a man, all these things they think a man should be, when you've never, that lady who had 6 or 7 children, she said she had never been in a serious relationship. She was only been in situationships where it's all about sex. So of course your mind and your mentality is going to be warped as it relates to relationships, because you've never really been in one. And you don't know the dynamics of a real stable relationship or marriage, or you don't know those dynamics. You've never seen it. And I get it, but you got to stop pushing your narrative and your mentality onto everybody else and making it seem like it's a factual thing. Of course, there are men out here who cheat. Of course, there are women who cheat. Of course, there are bad relationships, bad marriages, all of it. But if you've never experienced it, you can only speak from what you've been through. If you've never been in a bad relationship, you've never had a relationship, why would you put that out there saying that, this is what men will do in a relationship? Because Susie Q, who I worked with, and the girl down the street, they man cheated on them and this and that. That's not everybody. And you don't know all men and all women, so you don't know all of the examples. You only have a small little anecdotal example of what you think men are and what they do and what it's going to look like. But you yourself have never experienced it. And I find that's the case with a lot of women who talk like that. You know, the same way I think that the majority of the people who've never been married have the most to say about marriage, and they've never been married. You know what I'm saying? And I understand we can all have an opinion. I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying, to me, experience is the best teacher. When you've gone through a marriage or gone through a divorce or been in a horrible relationship and somebody did you dirty, to me, you can give the best, in my mind, the best advice because you've been through it. And maybe there's something you learned from it. You took away something from it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, without the life experience, it really is just an opinion. It really is what your thoughts. We all have thoughts. And I remember being 20 and having certain thoughts about relationships, or, you know, being young, even younger than that, and having have certain thoughts about relationships because, you know, based off of what your mother told you, your aunties told you, and your grandmothers and all that, you have already perceived notion, if that's the word. You already have a preconceived notion about men and what men are and what they do based off of what your family told you, not what you went through. And I think that's important to realize and important to note that, hey, just because somebody else went through a certain experience and they're telling you their traumas doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you. You got to make certain choices and choose certain paths that may possibly yield you a different result. And I think a lot of people you kind of like put yourself in those situations thinking that is what you're supposed to go through because somebody else went through it in your family and they told you that's how it is. That's just how it is. And that is not how it is. That is not how it is. It's really not. You have to go through life and because you didn't make the same choices that they made. I didn't make the same choices that my mother made. So I got a different outcome. We all got to make choices for ourselves to yield a certain outcome. We don't know what that outcome is going to be, if it's going to work in our favor or not, but you got to put your best foot forward to say, you know what? I know what does not work. I've seen what doesn't work. So I know I'm not going to do that. The same way I talk about single motherhood. We all see that is not a good thing. It's not good to go out here and just get a baby by anybody that is not somebody that's committed to you, is not your husband, or just somebody that really wants to be with you and really wants that. But far too often we see people still championing that and making young women think that it's okay to go out here and just get knocked up, have babies. Oh, because you can take care of yourself, girl, because you make the money. And that is not conducive to the lifestyle or the idea of what they think they want in life. Because a lot of these women say they want to be married. They say they want a husband. They want a husband. They want to provide. But the way you're going up, you're not following the steps that would possibly lead you to that type of outcome. You're going the totally the opposite way, but you still want that same outcome. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up. So it's crazy. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat, says they know they can't commit too many bodies. Exactly. And they know a man is not going to want to commit to them with all of those bodies. They realize that now. So now there's an attack on marriage. Oh, marriage ain't nothing. Oh, marriage ain't this. It just ain't this and that. Yeah, because you know you may not get it. Let's continue this. Let's see what else she's saying.
Situations where the woman has gained weight after having children, and the man has decided he doesn't want to be with her anymore because either her libido has lowered, so she's no longer interested in having sex. She doesn't feel good about herself. She doesn't want to have sex. So that man moves on. Or the woman becomes disabled or becomes sick and needs long-term care from her husband. And he leaves because he can't be asked and he doesn't want to do that and he can't have sex with her anymore. So what I've observed is that once men stop seeing you as the person that can fulfill that transactional need that they want from you, their energy switches up very quickly.
Do you think that's the case?
And I totally disagree with what she's saying. Now, once again, that may be the case for somebody, but that is not the case in general. In fact, more women have said that if their husband became disabled or their boyfriend, whoever, couldn't make money or he could do this, that they would leave. This is a projection. I say this all the time. This is a projection. This is what women will do. This is what women have blatantly said out of their mouths, that if their man got hit by a bus or he became disabled or whatever, she would just get her another man. If he can't make any money, she needs a provider. She can't stay with him. If he loses his job, oh, well, he better get another one real quick. Or guess what she's going to do? She's going to leave. This is stuff that women have blatantly said out of their mouths that they would do. This is not a general consensus of what men do. Oh, your wife just, gained some weight after that. That's not every man. That's not all men, but they talk as if this is what, a whole bunch of men who their wives gained weight when they got pregnant, had their child, and they just left them. That is not the case. That is not the case. But you ask a woman, if her husband loses his job today or tomorrow and he can't pay the bills, will she step up and will she go to work and will she pay those bills and hold it down and still love him and still treat him with respect and be in that relationship and be with her man and support her man? Would she do that? Most of them would say no. So, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Once again, hate what you can't have. Try to make it equal to something you'll never have. It's just what it is. And I've seen women talk like this before, something similar to this, where they try to downplay marriage and make it seem like it's nothing because you know that you'll never get it. And we already know most Black women won't get married. But, oh, well, who wants marriage? Who says marriage is the goal? A lot of the women. Most women want marriage. Most women I've known always want, they would have loved to God. They never thought about it because they didn't think it was possible. But if the thought of it, if a man proposing marrying them, yes, they want it. A lot of them do. And so that is just, they capping when they try to say, oh, well, that's not the goal. That's not what I want. That's bullshit. Because if you had a man in front of you that cared enough about you and wanted to marry you, you would marry him. Even if you're not you're not even the marrying type, but if he wanted to, you would feel honored and you would want, if he had a ring for you and gave you would want it and would be going around feeling good about yourself. Because as much as these women like to say, oh, well, we don't need validation from the man, is a bunch of cap and bullshit. Because yes, they do. If they want to be honest, if you're going to be honest, it's not going to hurt to have a man that actually cares about you and want to be with you with all your flaws and all, and really deciding that, hey, I really care. Tell me that don't make any woman feel good. A lot of these women don't have it. See, when you don't have it, you downplay it and you hate on it because you don't think that you'll ever get it. And if it wasn't a big deal, why do we have so many women who are complaining about, oh, well, I was with him for 5 years and he never proposed to me, so I'm going to give him an ultimatum. The ultimate goal is you do want him to marry you. So it's a bunch of BS, and this was a bunch of BS too. There's no way you're going to equate being a 304 doing sex work with random men just up and down for $10 and $15, $20 or whatever they're getting, and all day, all night, just hoeing all the time, just doing whatever God knows what they doing to you, whatever they want, just hoeing you, pimping you out. You're going to equate that to a man who's committed to a woman that he loves, that they're together, just the two of them with an established relationship where they're creating a household and a family together and raising that family and they're committed to each other. You're going to equate that and minimize that to being a hoe. They got to stop. You got to stop because that ain't the move. That ain't the move. That ain't the move. It ain't what it is. I'm sorry. You could tell yourself to make you feel good at night while you hoeing, but baby, it is not the move, and it's not the same. Let's just get that straight. It is not the same. And it's your business. If you want to hoe and do all of that, that's your business. I ain't got a problem with it because that's you. Your life, your choice. That's what you want to do it. But don't try to minimize marriage and commitment to being a hoe. Because it's not the same, baby. And it's nobody's fault that you decided to go that route, because that's what you wanted to do. So be happy with that. But it's like, it's just crazy. It's crazy how they try to minimize marriage because they can't get it. And nobody will ever look at you and be like, oh yeah, she's marriage material. And so now you want to feel good and at night or when you hoeing and make yourself feel good. Yeah, this is same as marriage. The same as marriage. Gotta be tripping. Child. Let's move on. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button, you guys. Please hit the like button. Thank you. Check this little short clip out. This was
I be doing when you want to, and you ain't got nobody to phone. And don't tell me to go get the rose, because I'm sick of the rose, and I think the rose is actually sick of me. I gotta get out there. I'm about to go outside and go buy some.
So I wanted to play that little clip because she's talking about, she asked, what do y'all do when y'all want to, when you want to screw, basically, what you do? Because she tired of the rose, because I guess she don't have a man. And at the end, if I'm not mistaken, I saw she was about to say she got to go buy some D, child, because she ain't got a man. So, and this speaks to partly what I want to talk about, because there's a issue out here with a lot of these women. And like I said, there are consequences to the choices that you make in life. All of us, everybody, nobody's exempt. There are consequences to the choices that you make. The choices that you make, there are consequences. So a lot of these women who are out here, sex workers and all, people out here in these situationships, hitting it and quitting it, whatever, just screwing for fun, to random dudes or whatever, because you don't have one. They're out here either doing that if they can, because it seems like that's becoming an issue, because she said she got to go buy something. So apparently there must be something happening where men are not just out here, just must not be giving it out willy-nilly. Because if you can't find nobody to get with, and you got to use these roles, these toys, they're using these toys so much, they're becoming desensitized to them. Their bodies are reacting to it. They're becoming desensitized. They're losing feeling down there, from what I'm hearing. And it's hard for them to get pleased, even if they were with a real man. These roses and these toys and all these things are desensitizing these women, causing issues to where now you've been ran through, and now either you don't have a man who's willing to be with you, because he may be, who knows, he might be scared to catch something. They got all these STDs going around, and people out here getting all kinds of stuff. So these men are being more cautious, and they don't want to, take a chance on these 304s. So they're like, okay, I'll pass. And so these women are still horny and hot, and they having a hard time pleasing themselves. So they got to use these toys. And even if they get a man, it's becoming even more harder for them to be pleased. So, you have to start looking. That's why the focus is always on what size he is. That's for a reason. He got to be a big size, because otherwise you ain't gonna feel it, or it's not gonna work. And I'm not trying to be graphic. I'm just saying, you're worried about all of that because you've been ran through, and that thing is not thinging no more. And you need a certain type or certain size to make you feel it and to please you, because when you've had all these many partners and the numbers keep rising, you're going to get desensitized to it. It's not going to be as pleasurable for you because you've had too many. You've had too many. Ray says, I hear people are catching new stuff that the doctors don't even know. Right. There's all kinds of stuff. This is not the time to be promiscuous. And so now these women are having issues with being pleased. And so even if you can have a good man, but he's not pleasing, he can't please you in the bedroom, because it's not because something's wrong with him, but it's you. You've become desensitized. You can't feel anything. You're out here you've been ran through so much, and now you're having the after effects of it, the aftershocks. You're having the aftershocks, the after effects of being ran through. So now that's an issue. A good man, I've heard women say they met a good dude, but he just didn't please him in the bed. But is that his fault or is that yours? Because that should be something you should be able to work with. but you can't because you've been through so many different sides and all, been ran through all different kind of ways, then that makes it harder for the man that you end up with to be able to please you. This is why I think, and I say that it is harder for women to be in healthy, stable relationships as they get older, especially when they've been ran through younger. Because you've been through all those experiences. You've had all those different, men, different experiences. When you do get with a man in your 30s, 40s, you're going to have a hard time being with just that one man when you've used to being out there and all these different ones, because now you're comparing him to all that. And he has to really overperform everything that you've experienced. And that's hard on that man. So a lot of women don't know how to be with the man because of that. That's why that's not a good option. That's why that's not a good way to go. But you can't tell them that, because anything you tell a woman, a black woman, is wrong. She's entitled. She want what she wants, and that's it. And this is why a lot of them are single. They don't want to connect the dots. They don't want to be accountable. You don't want to put all these pieces together because it's going to make too much sense and it's not going to be beneficial to you. Because you want what you want, but you expect men to keep leveling. He got to be extraordinary in the bedroom. He got to be extraordinary in his finances. He got to be extravagant. Like, he got to be over the top in every arena, every area. He got to make all the money. He got to be 6 feet tall. He got to have a big package to please you because you've been ran through. He got to be accepting of you and your kids and all of these things. And they don't realize that this is not normal. Society has made y'all think that this is normal, but it sets you up for failure. Point blank in the period. Marriage, politics, and sports. What's going on? How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Says that thing is not thinking no more. Quote by DeeDee. I don't know why that came out like that, but it just came out. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. But it's true. It's like, and look, and I'm gonna play a clip. Thank you once again for the super chat. Thank you. It's not, and they're wondering why they're single. It's not. It's a lot of things that's attributing to them being single, and why you can't be with a man that might be a decent guy. Because you're not prepared for that. You didn't set yourself up for that. You didn't do what was necessary to get that outcome. And look, and I'm not, and once again, I always say none of us are perfect. It might be a struggle for some people to meet decent guys. It might be a struggle for men to meet decent women and things of that nature. But still, if it's already a struggle and then you're adding layers onto the struggle, that just pushing you further and further back. It's not pushing you further to your goal. It's pushing you back. If you're out here sleeping with everybody, body count on 1,000, you got 3 children, 3 baby daddies, and you're older and you're overweight and all this entitled, that's just setting you back even further. So if you want something, wouldn't you think that you would do or take the proper channels or do the right things to kind of help you get you to where you want to be? But instead, the entitlement of a lot of the modern women out here is that I can be as ratchet as I want. I can do whatever I want. And I'm still going to expect and feel and believe and be entitled to all the things that I want. That's insanity to me. It really is. But let me play you this. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to play you this clip of what Faith Evans just kind of blurted out, child. I'm going to play you this audio of this because this is important. And a lot of people, this kind of slipped out and, but this speaks to what I'm saying. Listen to this.
I used to get my ass beat for sneaking out the window to go to somebody's studio that I didn't even, know I was going to be a recording artist. So,
What?
I used to fuck mad niggas when I was little. That's why dick don't really do shit for me now. Like, your dick don't
really?
Did y'all hear that?
I used to get my ass beat for sneaking out the window to go to
Listen
somebody's
again.
studio that I didn't even, know I was going to be a recording artist. So,
What?
I used to fuck mad niggas when I was little. That's why dick don't really do shit for me now. Like, your dick don't
really
Y'all heard that? And that speaks to what I just said. She said she used to screw mad dudes when she was little. And that's why the D don't do nothing for her now. Speaks to what I've been saying. It slipped out. She didn't mean to say it like that, she said. But that is the case for a lot of people. But they won't admit it. You won't admit it because it don't sound good. It don't sound good. And I think this is an example. The outcomes that we're seeing is an example of women just running amok, just doing whatever they want, and it being championed and it being and it's being almost like they're being coerced to do it, like they're being pushed to be this way for this very reason. And you could try to minimize it all you want and say and try to conjure up your feelings and thoughts and what you think it is and all this kind of stuff all you want, but it's not going to benefit you, and it's really sad. And I think honestly, this generation of hyenas that we're seeing now is probably too late. If anybody will get this message, it's the next generation, the people coming ahead, because these women that are out here in their 30s and they ain't listening. They're doing what they want to do, and they just gonna pray and manifest a certain outcome. And when they don't get the outcome, I guess I don't know what they're gonna do. I guess they're just gonna be happy by themselves. I don't know. But they don't want to do anything to change their behavior. That's the thing. They're stuck. They're stubborn, selfish, entitled. They don't want to do anything to change their behavior. They just want men to do everything. And there's time's up for that. I don't think, I say that all the time. It's just like, men are expected to be damn near perfect. Men are expected to be perfect. They can't do no wrong. All you got to do is please these women to no end, and she could just do whatever it is she wants. That ain't gonna work. That's no longer gonna work. And so I think now the only thing that's left is the shaming, and we see it. So the only thing left is to try to shame the men, try to make them feel bad for not wanting to take on single mothers and do all this extra stuff, make them call them broke. It's a shaming tactic. We all know that. Call them broke, call them this, call them that, and try to shame them into submission. And that's just it's not going to work. You might, like I said, you might have a couple of super simps who still think, oh, let's pay her bills on day one and see how that go. And he going to realize that ain't going to work either. I said that might be a couple of them left, but that ain't going to work. All you going to get out of her is you going to get, you paying her bills. That's it. That's that. Let's move on to the next clip, you guys.
I see a lot of women on social media that seem to be like so butthurt in their feelings because men are saying that a woman who has kids does not hold as high of a value in the dating market as a woman who does not have kids. I mean, let's be real, that's a fact. You cannot, hold the same value after you've successfully procreated as you did before you had kids in tow. That's a fact. Y'all can get out y'all feelings about that. It is what it is. I got a child. I know I don't hold the exact same, market value in the dating world as I did, 10 years ago before I had a child. The difference between me and you and my rich homie Quan voice is that I don't give a fuck. I'm not dropping my standards. I don't care what I got. I'm sitting here 47 years old, hitting real soon up on 50 with a 9-year-old child, taken care of completely by myself and with a divorce on my track record. And I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter. So that's the difference. I know that my market value probably ain't what it used to be, but I don't care. Y'all can kiss my ass.
Now, I was, and I think that's, and listen, I was going to give her some because I'm like, yes, of course, your market value goes down. That's what Kevin Samuel started to tell a lot of these women, and they hated him for it. They hated him for it, right? because it made too much sense, and they just, you know, made it seem like, oh, he's just so crazy. Oh my God, this man is berating and women and you know, all of this kind of stuff. But it's the truth. Here we are, and we've seen all the effects of all of that. We've seen it all crumble. We're seeing the effects of the hyenas and the sisterhood and all of this stuff. They don't want to hear it, but now here they are still crying and complaining. The itch done hit the fan. Bills are expensive. They can't pay it alone. They're tired of raising children by themselves. They need help. And they want good men to come out and help them, because they want y'all to simp over them. They want y'all to look at them as what they want you to be. These women are saying they want their man to be obsessed with them. They want you to be obsessed with them. But what's there to be obsessed about when all you see is tits and TNA all over social media all day? It's all they're doing is posting their bodies out here for everybody to see, the world to see. There's nothing special about them. There's nothing that you can look at her and say, oh, you know, she's a special woman. She might be attractive, but she's for the streets. She's been ran through. What man is going to look at any of these women that put themselves out there like that and say, you know what, she's just so special? And I think a lot of women have gotten over, because they are attractive women and they have a good body, and men, you know, go for that. But a lot of men are saying, I don't care about your body. I don't care about your looks. What else you offer? That's what you bring to the table. And they got their minds over that too. So you don't want to hear what you bring to the table. You want to hear anything that would require you to do something. And that's just the problem. I just think that's part of the problem. Do I think all men are out here just perfect? Hell no. I'm not saying men don't have no faults. No, because I'm saying there are men out here who need to get their ish together too, who don't know how to be in relationships and cause problems in relationships. But there are also women who do the exact same. But see, it's easy. See, this is why when women, you know, trash men and talk about how horrible they are, or they horrible experiences with certain men, that is championed. Women jump on that bandwagon. Women will jump on that and run with it, because that's what y'all want to hear. You want to constantly hear women talk about how horrible men are. But oh Lord, let's not focus on some of these hyenas. Let's not talk about these women that cheat on good men. Let's not talk about these women who leave good men because you had a feeling and you felt like he wasn't your man, and the Lord told you that wasn't your man, even though he was a good man, treated you good with respect, love, and all that, and was there for you. Oh, something told you that wasn't for you, and so you can go out back to the streets. See, let's not talk about women who cheat on good men and disrespect good men and cuss men out and hit men and do all. We can't keep this cycle of just saying that all of the men are the problem and these women are perfect. That's my only thing. That's the thing that I see, and that's my whole message. Y'all women, you gotta do some work, just like the men gotta put in work, and they gotta do what's right. You gotta do what's right too. Y'all are not exempt from doing what's right. You can't go out here and think that you can have all these male friends and hooking up with these men and running that body count up and dressing all how you want, provocative, like a 304, like a Magic City employee, and thinking that men are gonna look at you in a respectful way, and men supposed to say, oh yeah, you know what? No matter how she dressed, no matter what she do, no matter how rat she is, she's a queen. And I'm supposed to just look at her the same way I look at another woman who's covered up, respectable, nice, know how to talk to you, treat you right. You're supposed to put those two women, all women, in one category, but they don't do that. You want them to put all women in category, because all women are queens, all women are 10s, no matter how different they are. It's insane to me. That's the issue. And a lot of women don't see, oh, you're bashing women. No, it's holding you accountable, showing you pointing. I had to have a mirror pointed to me too at once. You know, we all have to be accountable of our actions and ourselves. We all have to look at ourselves and say, hey, hold up. Maybe you're taking something too far, or maybe you're not doing what we all have flaws, some more extreme than others, but we all have them. And I just think that you have to be accountable. You have to be self-aware of your nature, what you do, what you're doing, what you could be doing wrong or right, or just knowing who you are to make changes. If you're just walking around thinking that you're perfect, you have no flaws, which a lot of women think they don't, then how are you going to make changes to them? And you're going to always look at yourself as the premier person, the better person over the man, because that's how you think and feel. You think that you're special, you're better, you're the prize, and he's just chopped liver, and he's just, no matter how much money he makes, no matter how good of a person he is, you're always going to find fault in him, because you know deep down that you have issues, but you don't want to address them, and you don't want to be accountable for them. You just, cover that up and make it seem as if they don't exist, even though you know they are. They are there. Marriage Politics and Sports says she can be arrogant because she has satisfied her biological imperative. Market value is not as important for her. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. But it's, and also it's like the mentality that comes with it. Like, oh, you don't care. You're 47. You got a child, a relatively young child. She's been married, divorced, and so now she doesn't care. But if she's looking to be in another relationship or another marriage, you should care. You should care about, your circumstances and what's going on with you. I think a lot of women say they don't care, but they really do deep down inside. Just like they know what's going on with them, but they don't want to admit it out loud. But at the same time, you still want people to look at you and just automatic. That's like, women who go out and say, oh, I should be able to walk down the street at night, midnight, with barely anything on, and nobody shouldn't say or do anything. That's a delusional mindset. Now, while I agree nobody should be harassing anybody or doing anything, but there are crazy, that's like you on one hand say that all men are this way and they're crazy, and you'd rather go with the bear, right? Remember, you don't trust a man. Oh my God, a man at night is dangerous, but the bear is safe. But why would you walk outside at night with barely anything on and just want the psychopath that you say is crazy to just have control? Like, it's the stupidest thing ever. Like, you want the person who you obviously believe and say that is a threat to you. Why would you purposely put yourself in harm's way by the very person or people that you say is a threat to you? It's dangerous. Why do you want to feel comfortable around a dangerous person that you clearly know is, or feel or believe is dangerous? It doesn't make any sense. We're dealing with psychological warfare. Mental entanglements. The Twilight Zone. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. But this is a lot of what modern women say doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But we're supposed to accept it and say, oh, what she's saying. Okay, oh, got a sisterhood. Yeah, girl. Do you? No, it doesn't make sense. And that's how men see it. And men are looking, and men aren't stupid. They get what you're doing, and they're not falling for it. And I think a lot of women, like I said, the only way to make this change is if women start to make the changes. If you start to realize what's truly important. And it's not all the money, and it's not all these BBLs and all this. Everybody care about money and sex. That's it. Nothing. And that's not the only things that matter. And until they realize what's really important and what they really want in their lives, they're going to always complain. They're going to always be complaining. They're going to always be unhappy. You're never going to be satisfied because you're not going to get what you feel and believe you should have, because there's no merit to it. There's nothing. You didn't prepare for it. It's like somebody telling me, I deserve to be a lawyer. No, did you go to law school? You don't deserve to be a lawyer if you didn't put in the work to be that. If you went to law school and you completed everything that you needed to be that lawyer, then I can say, okay, you deserve it because you put in all the work to do it. They want something that they haven't put no work into, but feel and believe that they deserve it. You don't deserve anything that you didn't work for yourself. And this is where a lot of these young women are. They're women, younger ones and older ones, they feel they're entitled to something when they're not. And it's just crazy. Marriage, Politics, and Sports says a single woman at 47 with no kids would not be so arrogant, would be more desperate and be more regretful of what could have been. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Yeah. See, she was, I think she said she was divorced. So she was married and she got a child. So now she don't care. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Thank you for the super chat once again. I appreciate you. Yeah. But it's just insanity. I just say it just seemed like it's getting worse. And you know, and I do see some women who are realizing this is crazy. They're looking at the unrealistic stuff where you have women who are still complaining about, oh, well, I need a man to pay all the bills. And there are women who are saying, girl, you tripping. There are some who are coming around. They're like, girl, you tripping. Girl, you see the prices? You see how inflation is affecting all of us? Like, no, you can't expect that man to pay everything. Y'all need to do it together. There are some women who are coming around to that idea, but I don't know if it's a lot, who are realizing how foolish that sounds. And a lot of these women are saying, I just want it easy. I just saw this clip. I didn't save it, but I saw this clip where this woman is saying, I just want an easy life. Child, I mean, you don't think everybody want an easy life? You don't think all of us would love to just get money and not have to work for it? I mean, where you don't have to work hard, like easy money. You could just get easy money and enough to take care of your life and your kids and everything, and you can just float on air. What the hell? I don't know what kind of fairy tale they're coming out of. Are they looking at these 304's and these OnlyFans, which that's all drying up now, thinking that that's the easy life? No, anything you want, you got to work for it. This young woman talking about, I want an easy life where it's just easy. You don't want to go through anything. I'm sorry to say, that's just not how life works. You got to work, and the idea you want a man to come in and just pay all your bills and do everything while you do nothing is insane to me. I don't understand it. I don't understand. And then a man who would want to do that would not want to do it for you. It's still going to take a certain type of woman who has the qualities that man wants for him in order for him to want to do that. You still can't just be out here all ratchet and just all out here for the streets and thinking that a man is going to come in and just take you. It's a certain qualities that those men look for in a woman that they want to be with and take seriously and possibly do something like that for. And that's the part they don't get, because they feel and believe they deserve it just because they're a woman and they have a vagina, child. Divine Photos, what's going on, Divine Photos? I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for the super chat. It says, salute to Dee. There are too many of our sisters who keep prioritizing traveling as a requirement. Plus, a soft life is for kids, not grown-ass adults. I know that's right. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. That is a fact. I mean, I believe it. I agree. Children, you make your children's life comfortable, and because they're kids, they can't do nothing. You're responsible for them. But grown people, grown adults, baby, y'all gotta work. You gotta work. And if you want a soft life, you gotta create that for your damn self. And this is why thank you once again, Divine Photos. And this is why a lot of these women will settle. You talk about not settling, but you end up settling for being somebody's play toy, being somebody's just whatever you want to call it, somebody just playing with you, fiddling with you, doing whatever they want with you, and so they can buy you a Birkin bag and buy you some, so you can be around what looks like money. A lot of these women will allow certain men with money to just treat them like they're trash, because just to get a few dollars or a few bags or something, because those men don't really be giving them no money. That's another thing. A lot of those men don't give these women money. They buy them bags and things. They're not just handing out a whole bunch of money to them. And this is what they don't tell you. See, they might let you sit in their house or drive their car or be in their car and buy you some handbags and some shoes and maybe outfits, or maybe get your hair and your nails. But they're not giving you thousands and thousands of dollars of cash just so you can go off and screw other dudes with the money. No, they're not doing that. They're giving you the stuff you like. Bags and handbags and shoes and stuff. It ain't worth it. But that's what they want, But it's sad, but it's the truth, and it's the reality. And until a lot of these women wake up and realize what's most important, and stop being delusional. This is why a lot of them want to be delusional, because it plays to their thought process and what they think and what they feel, what they want to believe, even though they know deep down what it really is. You're trying to convince yourself otherwise, because otherwise you'll be depressed. That's why you got so many women who got, You got a side dude. Some of them sleeping with married men. Some of them sleeping with men just to keep them sane. This lady says she need to have a side dude to keep her sane. But that guy won't even take you seriously. That says a lot about you. So you won't work on yourself to do what you need to get a proper relationship and have a man who actually respects and loves you. You'd rather be this man's play toy just the way you are. It's crazy. It's crazy, baby. Let's move on.
Say this with my whole chest as a 40-year-old woman. When I was in high school, the boys were taking us to movies and to a dinner for dates. In high school, you got a picture show and Applebee's at 16. One of my teenage nephews recently took his girlfriend to a steakhouse on a date. Saved his little money, took his girlfriend to a steakhouse on a date. Do not let these grown men sit out here and gaslight you and tell you that something is wrong with you because you don't want to go on a walk as a date. Do with that what you will.
And, a lot of these women need walks. I'm just saying, nothing wrong with a walk. Y'all need it. You need to get and walk. The majority of these women out here need to walk. You should be happy if the man want to take you on a goddamn walk. Because you need it. The walk will do you some good. He's thinking of your health. But instead, all they want to do is eat. All they want to do is eat. And you don't do no walking. What if he took you to a restaurant and then took you on a walk? You going to be complaining about that too? I'm so over this whole dating. And of course, I think if a man offers you out on a date, yeah, I think he should pay for it. But let him decide where he want to take you, and you be okay with it. That's how I see it. It shouldn't be all these videos about where they taking you and what they want. Don't settle for this, don't settle for that. Just say you hungry if you're hungry. If you hungry, maybe the man ain't hungry. Maybe he don't want to go eating. Maybe he want to do something adventurous. Y'all never talk about dates. Go cycling. Take a cycle class or something where you ride the bikes or something. Do something. Go mountain climbing, something to make you sweat and lose some weight. Just saying in general. Everything is about food. Y'all want steakhouses, lobsters, and all this shit. And y'all want to get just eat. And that's the problem. You ain't nothing else to do besides eating food. In my opinion, look, and then now going to the movies is a problem. Going to the movies. I saw this video of this lady talking about, grown men want to go to the movies. Now, when going to the movies became an issue, I don't understand. When did going to see a movie got something to do with you being grown? If you want to go see a movie, you go see a movie, right? It's just, I told you, it's a mental issue going on out here in these streets. Something the alternate universe and took over their brains and just made them stupid. It does not make any sense. Now men are shamed for going to the damn movies. So what do these women want to do? All they want to do is screw? You don't want to go to a movies. You don't want to go to an ice cream shop. You don't want to take a walk. You don't want to do nothing adventurous. What do y'all want to do? Y'all want to go to them steakhouses, eat all that, all them seafood places, eat all that boiled seafood, eat all the steaks, eat the butter, the bread. You want to eat all that with your BBL and the long nails. You want to eat till you full and burp like a man and pick your teeth. And then what? Go home and take a doggy bag too. And you want to send them pay for a meal for your kids too. And then what? Like these women don't have no type of adventurous bone in their body. Then you have no type of, nothing. You're looking for the man to do all the stuff. They don't have no creative. Why don't you set the date up? I think for the women who are complaining about where a man take them, why don't y'all set the date? Why don't you set the date up for where you want to go and have him meet you there? How about that? That would be a twist of events. That would be something a man might look at and be like, he might appreciate. Instead of you complaining about where he taking you, why don't you set it up and take him somewhere that you like? That would be something that would be impressive. But no, they're too selfish for that. You're too entitled, too selfish. If you just say you're hungry, you want a big meal, and just tell the man and tell him take you where you want to go and you pay for your big meal, he might not want to eat like that. It's just getting old. This is just getting tired and through and done. Corey says they want to buy a dog and die alone, child. They might not even want to buy the dog. They might want somebody else to buy it for them. Hell, they might want y'all to pay for the dog and the cats for them too. Thank you for the super chat, Corey. I appreciate you. It's just crazy. It really is. And it's becoming redundant and ridiculous. It really is. And they're constantly complaining and crying and making posts and posting everything on social media. You're telling us all your business. So we got to react to it. Child. But this idea of going on to the movies or to Applebee's, no, it's just ridiculous. And so what's going to happen is y'all ain't going to be taking y'all nowhere. You're gonna be by your lonesome. Nobody gonna want to take you nowhere. These men ain't taking you nowhere. Nah, they ain't even looking y'all in the eye. They say they're not even trying to look y'all way and talk to y'all or give y'all any type of eye contact or anything, because they're like, don't even approach me. So like the women like thinking a man is trying to approach her and her tire was flat. He was like, your tire flat. She's like, I got a man. Then turn around and want him to help you. He's like, no, you got a man, right? Get your man to do it, baby. Except she was lying. But y'all can't even do that because these men are like, child, we ain't even trying to deal with y'all. We see y'all a mile away. We know the uniform. We know the color. We know how y'all look. We know how y'all talk. So we ain't even trying to entertain it. And now they complaining about the shit. It's insane to me. Let's move on, y'all. I want to play this Pop the Balloon episode because this one was interesting. This lady on this one, I don't know if y'all seen this one, but I want to go through this one because I thought it was interesting. It's a little different. I mean, but I'm gonna just go ahead and play it. Here we go. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you so much for the likes. Y'all got the likes up. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay. All right. Can you please introduce yourself? Name, age, occupation?
I'm Malaysia. I'm 29 and I am a bartender and a model.
Okay. All right.
Honeybee. True. That's true. Men choose bad women and complain. Choose bad. That's true. It goes both ways though. See, I think, and once again, I think a lot of women will call out men without calling out themselves. So we got to call out both sides. Men do it and women do it too. So everybody got to do some work. It's not just the men. That's my point. Yeah, that's true too. Let's continue.
So, Malaysia, what is your type?
Nice dress, polite, generous.
I think this lady is 8 feet tall, child. She's tall. She's about 8 feet tall, honey. If I'm not mistaken. Do she look 8 feet? She's 7 or 8, baby. She give me 8 feet. But let's continue.
Okay. And I would like to also know, what are your deal breakers, non-negotiables?
Cheap,
Okay.
not polite. Body odor, stink, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right. All the menus seem to still be on. Okay. So we got 2 balloons that popped. Let's go ahead and figure out why they popped the balloon. All right. Okay. Let's move forward. Okay. All right. So we can start from here. All right. Can you introduce yourself, name, age, occupation, and why you popped the balloon?
Name is Steady 34. Working cybersecurity. She's gorgeous. She's just way too tall for me. And I'm not sure if I can carry you. No, you do look good, but you're just way too tall. It's a deal breaker.
Now, this is interesting. This is the opposite. There's so many women who want tall men, 6 feet or better. But what happens when there's a tall woman like this? Like, I mean, she would have to have a guy, but she's okay with short men because I guess she has no other choice. I mean, everybody that she dates is going to be so shorter than her, unless he's a 9 feet, athlete or something. So everybody that she dates is probably going to be taller. She's going to be taller than. I mean, I don't think she has a problem with the shorter guy because she has no other choice. But once again, that's something you can't change. But I thought it was interesting where the woman was so tall and the men were forced to say, oh no, she's too tall. Let's continue.
Wait, you said you're not sure if you can carry her?
Yeah, because she's tall.
Okay. All right. I think you can carry her. You're
I don't deadlift. I bench, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to carry her.
okay. All right. How you feel about that?
He's not confident within himself. So, I mean, he seems.
I got to do with confidence.
Yeah.
Is he your?
What is this? See, this is the thing I don't understand. What does that got to do with confidence? That's clearly a weight thing and a height. He's saying you kind of big. I can't carry you. That ain't got to do with confidence. If he try to pick your big ass up and fall and hurt y'all, then you're gonna be saying, "Oh my God, why would you try to do it?" Now he's clearly just saying you too big. I can't carry you, baby. Something happened. I might not be able to get you because you really big. That ain't what that got to do with confidence. Let's continue. You're just being realistic.
Tight.
No.
Oh.
No. I do love his skin color. I just don't like the way he's dressed. He's look kind of older. So, I don't know. I like a cute face.
You like a cute face?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by a cute face?
Yeah.
What do you mean by a cute face? Like
Teddy has beautiful teeth, but his face was giving, he'd been through a lot. He's very older, wiser man. Like, he's been through a lot of years in his life.
I mean, I was definitely very disappointed. I consider myself medium ugly. So I think I do pass the test when it comes to the scale of, rating. So,
But I want men to stop saying medium ugly. Stop saying that. Don't say that. Don't say it. Look, if the women could be delusional, y'all might have a little delusion. Don't do. I think saying you're medium ugly don't do that. Because now women call men medium. That is disrespectful in my opinion. Don't do that. Don't call yourself medium ugly. Why? I want men to stop doing it. Because I've been hearing men saying that and women saying they want a man that's medium ugly. I think when women say that that's disrespectful. Don't disrespect. Would you like a man to call you medium ugly or just ugly or fat or any of that? I don't think so. I think they need to stop saying that. Successful MD says they think men should accept anything with a box. Right. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. Exactly. What's medium ugly? I think y'all don't do that. Don't, because then now you don't seem confident when you putting yourself down, because that's putting yourself down. And I understand men are more realistic than women, but at the same time, you got to be confident within yourself. You don't call yourself medium ugly. It's all in your attitude and how you present yourself and whether you do have confidence. Now I'm starting to think she might have been right, because for you to call yourself medium ugly, like that shows you don't have much confidence about yourself. Don't do that. Don't put yourself down. You can be realistic, but you got to feel good about who you are, because you all you got. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's your face. You can't change it, right? I mean, you might. I mean, nowadays, but your height is what it is. You can't change it, which there is height surgery. Some of that you can, but if you don't want to go through all of that, what you got is what you got. You got to be confident with who you are and everything that you are, because that gets you far. There are a lot of guys who are not as, who are the typical, like on a typical attractive level that most women would deem attractive, but the confidence is what make you attractive. The confidence, you got to have confidence within yourself. You got to, you don't have to be delusional and have unrealistic expectations, but confidence takes you a little further. You can't just sit back and to say no, because he might not even be medium ugly to somebody. I mean, but you calling yourself that, so now everybody's going to assume you're medium ugly. I didn't see it, but now I'm trying to look at his face to see if he is medium ugly. Hell, you said it, so if that's how you feel, that's how everybody else gonna feel. So you got to have confidence and something about yourself. You don't ever go out and put your, because that's, to me, I think it's putting yourself down, calling yourself medium ugly. Like, what that mean? Everybody's attraction level is different, and what people are attracted to is different. A woman might think he's the most handsome thing ever, but if you come out the gate, you know what I'm saying you're medium ugly, now she gonna look at you and think, oh, okay, you don't think much of yourself. Women overlook ugly for money. Pro athletes, they sure do. They do all the time. The money makes them attractive. Jay-Z said that. The money makes them attractive. You're attractive with that money. So they don't care. They don't care what you look like if you got the money. That's facts. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. Let's continue.
It is what it is. I think because she's too tall, I think maybe she took that very personal. But I think, of course, she's beautiful, but I consider myself medium ugly.
He's not cute?
No, not to me. Sorry.
Well, I mean, she's gorgeous. She's just too
nice
tall.
teeth. I love your teeth.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I do love your nose piercings.
Thank you.
Again, I love your tattoo.
I mean, I think she medium ugly. So I'm just saying, like, you don't, why would you? I think she medium ugly. I mean, I'm just saying, like, the attraction is subjective. Some people like a certain type of man or a certain type of woman. Some people are attracted to tall, short, or whatever, light skin, dark. Some people are attracted to certain features in the face. Some people are attracted to certain things and some people are not, So what is attractive to one is not attractive to another, So I don't think he should have called himself medium ugly. I don't see it. I don't see nothing wrong with him. On the contrary, I find her, she's medium ugly.
You're gorgeous. Like, I love your energy, your passion. It's the hype me.
Yeah. A lot of guys is insecure, so totally I understand.
Thank you.
All right. I mean, also, I would like to know, would you mind dating a guy that's shorter than you?
It's no problem for me.
Okay. All right.
She had no other choice, boo. Everybody's shorter than her. She's 8 feet tall. Everybody's shorter than her.
Love it. So let's go down and figure out why he popped his balloon as well. All right. Name, age, occupation, and why he popped his balloon.
I'm more 27. I popped because I'm just not attracted to you.
Yeah.
You look really. And
I do think they throw that insecure word around way too much. Every man is not insecure. God dang. It's their favorite thing to say. Oh, you're insecure. No, it usually, once again, remember when a woman, if you come out, because I mean, I can't even recall a time when I said a man was insecure. I just can't recall it. I can't recall a time saying that. Not maybe I don't know if I've ever, I can't recall the time saying that because I don't look at things like that. Like, okay, how do I know he's insecure? I think they just use it just to use it, and it's not the case. How do you know somebody insecure? Because what? Because they have a preference? Like, that's crazy to me. I think they use that word way too much when it really don't apply. Successful MD says it's okay if they don't want Andrea the Giant. Right. That's medium ugly, child. Listen, hell, ain't nothing. I don't think she's too bad. She's just tall. She can't help her height. Hell, I'm tall. I mean, but I'm tall, but I'm not 9 feet, 8'9". Lord, she's super tall. Super tall. Anyway, let's continue.
Pretty though. I just didn't find her attractive. She's pretty, but just not for me. Like, I like everything about her, like the height, the tattoos, everything looked good. Just not my type.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm just not attractive. That's why.
I am 5'7". 5'7.25". But when I wear heels, I look. Heels add a little bit more. And my husband is right at, I think he's right at 6 feet. So he's taller than me, but not by a whole, we're like this. He's taller than me, but not by a whole lot. Some would say I am tall, but I mean, I like my height. I like my height. Yep. Let's continue.
Okay.
All right. You have any remarks? What do you think about him? Is he your type? You like him?
I don't know if he's attracted to women. I mean, the way he look, I wouldn't think that.
Oh, why would she say that?
Wait, why don't you think that he's attracted to women?
He's giving me flamboyant in the way he present himself. So, I'm sorry, no disrespect, but
I get it a lot. It's whatever. People think I'm gay for whatever reason. I don't know. I take it as a compliment because when I think of gay people, when I see them, they look like they take care of themselves. So, and some people don't. So when I hear that, it's kind of like a compliment. So it doesn't really bother me.
But it should. And look, she got a pie face. Look like her face is smashed in the front. And for you to that is disrespectful to just tell somebody, oh, you look like, do you even like, that a lot of things that women say it comes off very disrespectful. And it's just glossed right over. And the men are so used to it. Y'all is so used to the disrespect. You don't even take it as disrespect. He used to it. Just because you're used to it don't mean that it's right. And just assume that somebody is not into women because the way they dress. I mean, she look like George Foreman. I'm not doing that with y'all today. No. Let's continue.
Oh, it's just all the jewelries and pearls, the hair color. He's into hair dye. I mean,
now, what if somebody assumed that she was a man, that she wasn't a real woman? What if he assumed she was a trans woman because of her height and certain characteristics about her? I don't think she would like that. See, my thing is this. I've learned that, you got to think about what you say before you say it and put yourself in the position of the person before you say something. Think about if they said the thing you're thinking to say. Take a minute and be quiet. That's why you should have listening skills. Listen. I had to learn that. I had to learn that too. Shut up and listen. Listen to what people are saying. Don't just respond, because you want to say something. Listen, be quiet, take a moment, think about what you're going to say. Think about if this would offend you. If somebody said, oh my God, are you transgender? Because you're so tall. That may be offensive. So think about the things that you say, but a lot of women don't think because they don't care. It's easy to offend a black man. You just could say whatever because they just got to take it. You know what I'm saying? And the minute they respond or defend themselves, then they're sassy. See, that's the thing I don't like. I think that that's just not right. I think the idea that black men are just supposed to just accept everything that women do or say to them is they're supposed to accept it and they're supposed to just be used to it. It's ludicrous. I think that that's a problem. We got even politicians out here, child. Don't get me into that because I've been watching everything that's going on with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump and all of the interviews and all of these things, and it's just a mess. And I'm gonna do a video on it because I have to address some of it. But it's just even in politics, there are people out here believe that black men should just roll over and accept what somebody is telling them to do. Because I'm pretty sure y'all saw, I'm going to dab into this a little bit, and then we're going to move on. Barack Obama out here trying to chastise black men and tell them who they should vote for. It's ludicrous to me. And then you got people, that Sunny hosting lady on The View, talking about, oh, black men are used to women basically running and controlling them and telling them what to do. It's ridiculous. So yeah, they are aware that the matriarchy has been running things and they have the control and want to have the control over men to tell them what they do, even to the point you got Barack Obama out here trying to tell men and shame them for voting to vote for. I thought it was your choice of who you want to vote for. Why is it that black men are being targeted to say, oh, you should be voting this way or that way or whatever. You should be doing this and doing that. And come on, the women, you don't want to see a woman as president? Oh, come on. They take care of you. They've done this. I thought this is insanity. It's insane. What's happening? What we're visualizing, what we're seeing. So there's no doubt in my mind that yes, women, the matriarchy knows that they've had the control and that they've been running stuff and they run it into the ground, but now they want to blame the men. for you to be able to come out and say something like that, like, oh, you know, oh, why don't you ninjas just get in line and do what we need you to do? Because it's in our best interest, but not yours. And you've never expected things to go in your best interest. So continue to play your role. That's what they're saying. And it's just ridiculous to me. So even society just expects black men to roll over and just do what we tell you to do, because y'all have not been complicated. See, this idea that, oh, black men are this and that and that. No, a lot of black men have been complicit. A lot of black men have been uncomplicated and allow these women to do whatever. And that's the problem. And now it's shifting where men are saying, no, we're not doing, we're going to do what we want to do because we have that right. But baby, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. But this is the narrative across the board. Black men have been quiet for too long, just accepting whatever in a lot of cases. And now they're speaking up, and this is why they don't like it. Oh, the podcast, male podcasts will shut it down. Oh, men, why y'all got cameras? Why y'all got microphones? Because they have something to say, and they have a right to say, but they're not used to it. I said this before. They're not used to a man having a standard. This is why they're so shocked. They're, wait a minute. They don't like this. They don't want us single mothers. They did it before. No, those men back in that time did that. These are different group of men. But they've seen their mamas, walk over the stepdad and do all this kind of stuff. And he just stayed and raised them kids, her kids from other men. They've seen that. So that's what they expect y'all to do. And these men now are saying, hell to the no. We're not doing it. They like, what? What the hell is happening? See, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's continue.
It's giving soft boy era. It wasn't my speed. I love a man. Like, I like somebody that's, yeah. Then he's light skinned.
You get it a lot?
When I look at people like you, that's what I see.
Oh, so like a lot of people think that you're homosexual?
My thing is I like pearls, so I wear it a lot, and I can probably like give off a different vibe. So it is what it is.
Okay. All right, but can you clarify that you're straight?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm straight. I'm not.
Okay.
It's good to clarify that. We want to make sure, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay, that's unfortunate that, it wasn't pairing, but we'll go back. You said what?
So she looked good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's move back and figure out
Okay.
if these two other balloons could possibly be a match. All right. So now this is a time for you to further get to know the guys. They already know a few things about you. So can you please give us a question? And then we'll get an answer.
But any one of them?
No. So you're gonna give us a question, and based on their answers, you're gonna go ahead and eliminate one of these people, right?
Do y'all mind dating a taller girl?
It's not the first time I dated a tall girl. It's no problem with me whatsoever. You ain't gotta worry about that.
All right.
Hello, my name is Kenny, and I love it.
You love it.
Yeah,
you love
for
dating
sure.
a taller woman.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's come back. Okay. All right. So, what do you think about their answers?
It was cute and
You like
quick.
it? Okay. You have another question?
Do y'all?
This Pop the Balloon show is a little weird. Just saying. This is, I'm not used to this Pop the Balloon show. I'm just saying. Child, this one looks weird, but shout out to them. Let's continue.
Have any children?
0.
Okay.
0.
Okay.
0. Okay. All right. They're all passing. We need a harder question here, right? You letting them off the hook too quick.
Okay. So
any other question?
I'm a bartender. I stay on my feet long nights. I like to get rubbed down for hours. Do you mind doing that for me? My ankles get swollen. My back hurt. I'm a big girl. Do you mind rubbing me down for hours without having an attitude or being upset?
I see you. Okay. Okay.
Somebody pop.
So
Like, well, hold on.
why'd you pop your balloon
Rub me
and
down for
you have
hours.
something against rubbing a woman down?
First of all, let me make this clear. I would love to rub you down all the time, but it's not the place for that. The the bartender thing, been there, done that. Again, it's setting up phase of my life. Your career choice. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think you're gorgeous. I love the height. I love all. It just ain't for me, honestly, right now.
He looked like my customers who come at my bars. So I'm kind of confused. And I said it in the beginning that I was a bartender and he let it slide. But then when I asked about the rubbing, he popped the balloon at the rubbing, like me getting rubbed down when I said that I work long hours. So I was kind of confused once again.
Ma'am, that's a lot of rubbing. I'm just saying, like that would be a lot of rubbing. Lord, I'm just saying, I mean, say what you want. Say what you want. Don't leave nothing out, but that's a lot of rubbing. And then they got to rub for hours. What if he what if he just got you a masseuse or something? Like, that's a lot of rubbing. Lord, let's continue.
Again, light skin, flamboyant. So it was kind of like confusing. Bring down is not for you.
Nah. When you said the bartender thing and I let you finish your thing, I didn't want to be rude and pop you mid-sentence. I wanted to wait till you finish. That's all. I didn't want to be rude and interrupt you mid-sentence. That's all. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's go down. Have one. Can you go ahead and also answer her question? With rubbing her down.
Okay, so I'm Kenny, and yeah, I mean, so when it comes to giving her massages and whatever she wants, I mean, I would appreciate doing that. This is what I like to do myself. Okay. But when it comes to the occupation, the career, the job, I don't really like that because I've been like, in type of girls. I could take them as friends, but like not like a serious relationship.
For sure. How do you feel about that? Would you like your man to make sure to love your occupation?
He don't have to love it. He has to know that I went to school for mixology. So
I'm gonna ask, what actually do you do? You said bartender. Like, what's the bartender? There's like different varieties of bartenders depending on the type of the club.
Okay, so what's the type? What is the type that you know of?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say all type of different types.
Okay. So he's asking, what type of bartender are you?
So I currently run a bar in Brooklyn. It's called Jigger Jerk Spot. I am the bar manager and I have bartenders.
Oh, okay.
So it's a part of a restaurant and I am promoting it crazy, going to radio stations. And also I do once in a blue work in the strip clubs and suite and bartend there and different things like that. But yeah, and I do big parties as well.
Okay. All right. How you feel about that?
So good.
Okay. All right. So can you come back? Can you come back here? All right.
How do y'all feel about bartenders? Is that would y'all date? Have y'all dated bartenders, or was that a problem? Is that a occupation that just from the male perspective, like is that an occupation that most men turn down? Like, have y'all ever dated bartenders? Is that a no? I don't know. I'm just asking. Because I know a lot of men, there are men who date strippers, but there are a lot of men who don't. And a lot of men who don't take them seriously, but there's some who do. But is a bartender a occupation that you guys don't really go for? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Quantum Solace, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, this ain't Jamaica. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Pop, that bartending, no, nah, man. Her life reckless. She is a bartender / bouncer. Red flag. I'm almost 50. No bartenders. Nope. Never date. Okay. Nope. Bartenders are easy girls. Playthings. Oh, okay. Nah, I'm good. Oh, okay. Let me see. Bartenders are freaks? Really? I won't date a stripper. Nope. Are turkey burgers dry? Oh, Lord. I have, but it didn't work out. The environment can be a red flag. I had one bat her eyes at me while working. She definitely comes home with stories of men hitting on her. Bang bartenders, yes. Date them, no. I can't be taking no dancer home to mama, fun girl. When I think of bartenders, I think of dancers and environment. So nah, okay. You can date her, just take her, you can date her, just take her serious. No women that work in or go to bars, clubs, or parties. Now, a woman can't go to a party, Ray. She can't go to a party. Who work in or go to bars, clubs, or parties. You can't go to the club with her together. Honeybee says, LOL, Lorenzo Redmond. Us tall people have to stick together. Although I'm not into that circus politics, Obama made a big mistake on telling black men what to do and trying to bring back old history, racism, and Jim Crow times. USA is getting worse with culture clash. Edit, just don't take her serious. Gotcha, David. T-Pain made a whole song about a female bartender. Recreational use. Hustle the Great says strongly agree. Honeybee, okay. Did she pass the bar exam? No. It's really sad, and there's nothing we can do but to just leave America passports. But DeeDee, the thing is, you go with a party girl, that's all she'll want. Well, I'm not, listen, see, Urban, okay, it happened to my boy not too long ago. Not a party girl, but like, would you take somebody you're dating to a party or to a club? Which I'll go to a certain, that's different types of clubs. If y'all went together, is that something you would do? If you're there, sure. I mean, parties like the parties. Oh, okay, I get it. Got it. Let's continue.
Can y'all two lovebirds come back here?
Oh,
let's figure out if this could be a match. All right, it's a possible match that we have here. We'll give you an opportunity, right, to ask her a question. Do you have any questions for her? Last minute questions.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you, are you God-fearing? Like,
Oh yeah, I was raised in a church.
okay, and I was gonna ask if you're family oriented.
Yes. I have. Well, if you know, Christian family is judgmental. They don't appreciate, me being a bartender, but they accept it. And I do talk to my mom and dad every day. My siblings is far away. I don't really get to talk to them. They're married. They got their own stuff going on. So I'm the baby. But when I do need to clock in with the family, they're right there, a phone call away.
Okay. All right. It seems like you loving everything that you're hearing, right?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have any questions for her?
I want to know your sign.
My son, I'm a Taurus.
Taurus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What do you like about Taurus? It seems like you like Taurus.
I mean, I'm an Aries, so we're like right there.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so Aries and Taurus work together. Do y'all know? I'm not really into the sign thing like that. That wouldn't have never been a determining factor on whether I like somebody or dated somebody. I don't know. I think they put too much stock in the signs thing. And I'm pretty sure they not really, it wasn't a match for real. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
You had a last minute question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask age. I didn't hear her age the last time.
I said I was 29.
29. Cool.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Do you mind giving a man, that is interested in you a chance, although he's younger than you?
It depends on what he has to bring. Do you have your own car? Do you have your own apartment? Yes? Okay.
Okay.
Link Johnson, nope. She is not standing on nothing. She is about 8-9 feet tall, child. She's about 8 feet tall, 7 or 8. No, she's not standing on nothing. She's tall, baby. Let's continue.
All right. So is this a match? Is this a match?
One more question.
Yes,
Okay.
he was hesitant. They ain't gonna really, ain't nothing.
What's the question here?
I forgot. I'm cool.
Okay. All right. So this is a match. All right. So we have our second match. All right. You can go ahead and take your queen away.
No, David, she's tall. Like she at least 7 feet. I mean, she was really tall. So that was that. That was that. Yeah, hopefully, look, everybody need love. I'm not a hater. Everybody need love. Everybody need love. And if you can find it, more power to you. I don't see nothing wrong with people, looking for love, looking for companionship. That's what we're here. Partly why we're here, right? You're supposed to, get with somebody, supposed to marry them and create a family, procreate, create the people for the next generation. That's what we're supposed to do, right? But we've moved so far from that concept now, it's like, oh, that's not a big deal anymore, whatever. But I mean, hopefully she can find somebody that's compatible with her and build a life together, hopefully. I just think in this day and age, a lot of people are waiting too late and now they're realizing the consequences of that. I think everybody's, thought that they had time, that they could, just have fun and play around in their 20s. And then when they hit the 30s and 40s, they realize, okay, it's not that easy to find companionship or relationships. It's not that easy to find somebody that you're compatible with or somebody that wants to be with you or you want to be with them. So I think a lot of people have waited too long. I saw this lady, she's 47, not 48, 47, I think she was, and she had no kids and she wants a family. She wants a family, but and I think that was on Kendra G, and she was telling her, she need to freeze her eggs because she's damn near 50. And while it's not completely, it just depends on what's going on with you. If you have the eggs, it's less likely that you'll be able to have a child at that age than likely. Not saying that you can't, but it's less likely. And of course, it comes with a lot of risk. So, she had never been married. She had no kids. She want a family and all that. But I think a lot of people wait too late and they don't take dating and relationships seriously because they think they have a lot of time. And you think that you have the options and you have the time, and when you really don't. And then when they catch up to you, and it's worse for women because women are the ones who, have to bear the children. If you're older and you ain't, froze those eggs and you ain't have that going on, and now you can't have children. Now the man that you might want to be with, you can't even give him a child. And if he's been waiting for a child and you can't give him one, then that could be an issue. So that's why the hitting the wall thing is really for women, because women have, are the ones who have to bear the kids and give their husbands children and all of this kind of stuff. And if you wait too long to do that, it's less likely that you'll be able to do it. Not impossible, but less likely. And a lot of times, if you are able to do it at that age, you're only able to give him one because your body is going through a change at that point, and it's difficult. It may be difficult to get pregnant. Some people have fertility issues. It's a lot going on in your body at that age. So yeah, it's not saying that it's impossible, because there are some women who have children in their 50s, 60s, will have a child. Usually it's one or maybe two at the most, but sometimes it's a real struggle. And why would you don't want to wait that old to start having children? So, that's why hitting the wall for women is more detrimental, because a man, he can go and still get somebody pregnant. What's his name? We see several men up in their older 70s and 80s. They still can, they sperm still work. So they can still knock you up. It's just the women, a lot of times, if you're older, you can't get pregnant. You have issues. This post says, my girlfriend of 4 years wants to move in, but says paying bills is a man's job. What do y'all think about this? This goes back to that whole 50-50 idea of how these women want this soft life, where how they they feel and believe that they're entitled and entitled to not have to pay a bill, have to do nothing. They in the soft girl era, and they want you to work your fingers to the bone. They want you to work your fingers to the bone to pay for everything, take care of it all, do all, be this hell of a man. And I saw in the comments, it was kind of funny because a lot of the dudes was like, no, you ain't moving in. Nope. Because you want to move in with a guy, but you don't want to pay any bills. Like, that sounds like a child. Like, you don't want to contribute. That's insane to me. And I wish somebody would tell these women, more people would start telling these women, no, ma'am, that's just not how it goes. What do you think this is? Who told you that a man is supposed to just do it all when you're capable of doing it yourself, and y'all should work together? That's one of the biggest problems a lot of these women have. They don't want to work with the man. You want him to just do everything, and you just sit back, and you don't even want to do or be any of what he may be asking for, or what he want from you. So, this notion is just really getting out of hand. A lot of these women want to work, but they want to work in their own capacity. They want to work when the way they want to. They want to go to work, but not have to go to work. So that means you want to work and make money and keep your money, because your money is not really contributing to anything, but you want to work in your own capacity, how you want a job where you can work a couple of days out the week or whatever, or however you want to. When you feel like you want to work more, you can. And when you don't want to feel like you have to, and you want the man to have the full burden of paying for everything and being responsible for everything as a responsible adult, but you want to act like a child, like somebody's child, like you don't have any responsibilities and he's just supposed to take care of everything for you. It's just insane to have that thought process off rip. You know what I mean? Off the top. Usually the women who get that are not the ones who think like that. I say it all the time. My husband, I was a stay-at-home mom the majority of raising our children. But it wasn't something that I was like, oh, well, you need to take care of me and I don't want to work. In fact, I wanted to work. But it wasn't the best option because my husband wanted the children to be at home. He didn't want to put his children in daycare. So, okay, I didn't have a problem with it, but I wanted to work. But it would make more sense for me to be at home with the kids and not pay for daycare, when we didn't have to do that. You get what I'm saying? So, it's all, it comes down to your choice and what you want to do. But just to have this mindset, like, I just want a soft life, I don't want to have to pay for anything. It's ridiculous in a day and age where, 2 incomes is important, and then the weird thing about it, I'm gonna mention this and then we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. And then on top of that, a lot of these women don't even want to do, you don't want to do wifely things. You don't want to cook. You don't want to, you don't want to clean your house. You don't even want to clean up after your kids. You don't even want to watch the kids. They want nannies and chefs and maids and all this stuff, and you want to take all these trips, and then you want to do all this other stuff. Like, you can't, I say you can have everything you want, just not all at the same time. That's just my thoughts. Not all at the same time. You got to prioritize certain things first, get through that, and then move to the next phase. That's just my thoughts, because that's how it was. That's how it happened for me. If you want kids, you raise your kids. You start younger. Your husband, you at home with the kids, your husband going to work, you maintain that household. You cook that man a meal, the kids a meal. All y'all got to eat. Make sure your house clean. I don't understand what's the thing with cooking and cleaning. If you don't like a nasty house, you got to clean your house. You got to take care of your kids. You got to feed your kids. You got to feed your husband. You got to maintain things around the house while your husband is working and paying all the bills. But at the same time, I don't think you should be unrealistic and superficial in the spending, because you need to have a budget, right? I don't care how much money you make. You still need to budget your money, budget the finances. You don't just put all that pressure. Even if you want to be at home, you shouldn't put all that pressure. And it's just my opinion. Everybody don't think the same, but it's how I think. I don't think you should put all the pressure on him to still have to pay for all these trips and pay for all these things and all this when he's the only one working. See, that's a selfless mindset. You know the man going out working, that's one income. People aren't rich. I don't know why people walking around here like the majority of us are walking around with all this money. Where all this money coming from? People got to work hard for what they have. So you as a loving wife should understand that, look, if you ever had to work for something, you understand how much work goes into working and making a coin. So you should understand that even though this man is going out and he's paying all the bills, you should not try to add more pressure to him, add more stress to him by having all these unrealistic things and requests and all this stuff. No, he's taking care of the house. He's paying all the bills. The kids got everything they need. You got what you need. If y'all stable, y'all good, stop trying to do the most. Because he's working and you still have to build this family. So if he's the only one working, you shouldn't be requesting all these trips and all this extra stuff that he has to pay for along with all the bills and take care of all of you and the kids. Like, that's just crazy to me. So you got to understand what comes first. What's the priority? So once you have kids, your kids and your kids are the priority. You at home with the kids, you got to make sure the kids are good. Your husband, your family is a priority, right? So the focus is the kids. The focus was our kids for a long time. You know, making sure that they were good when they were little. Eventually they grow up. They go to school, they grow up, they get older, they can do things for themselves. So now the focus is not it's not always on the kids as they get older. So things change a little bit. So you don't have to put as much, time into the kids versus when they were babies, compared to when they get older, when they become teenagers and things of that nature. They get older. Those kids get older. They become teenagers. They become adults. Guess what? They either go to college, go to school. They start getting jobs of their own. So it's not the same. That's what I try to tell people. Marriage there's phases in it. Just like any relationship in life. It's phases. So you go through different phases. People like to think, when you have kids, your life is over. No, it's not. Those kids grow up and then things that you wanted to do, you could still do. Life, as long as you're alive and breathing, you can do things. Life is not over when you have kids, but a lot of people think, I got these kids, they holding me back. I got to go out and have fun now and do all this stuff now because, and mama got to have a life too. And I'm just throw the kids off on somebody. And then next thing you know, some shit is going around with your kids and people watching your kids and all kind of other stuff happening. And you're not there for them and all that. No, I think the time to you should prioritize your family in the beginning. You have your kids, you prioritize your kids, you be there with those kids. That's just my thoughts on it. Because look, there's a lot of strange stuff going out here. And you can't trust, to me, I never trusted just random people with my kids and all that kind of stuff. I know I'm going to watch them. Nobody's going to watch them and take care of them better than me. So that was important to both of us. So if you can do it that way, I would advise you to do it. But if not, do what you can do. What's best for you. But I think that's important. But kids don't hold you back. I think you can have everything that you want, just not all at the same time. If you want to take trips, that stuff comes. I'm not a real trip person, but I like to take trips here and there. But I don't need trips every month, every time you look. No, I like being at home. But that there's a time for that. There's a time and a place for doing those things, and you can do them. So I just think I would just really that's something that I really like to get across to women and let them know. Listen, if you do it the right way, it doesn't have to seem like a burden. It doesn't have to seem like it's the end of the world and you lost. But if you out here just making babies with dudes who are not prepared to be fathers and y'all not ready to do that together, then yeah, you're going to make it harder for yourself, because it's going to be harder with you trying to do it all by yourself versus having support, and y'all is support for one another. You know what I'm saying? C. Irvin says a lot of women want trips to keep up with a flex of what other women are doing. And I think that's ridiculous. You should not be worried about what other people are doing, because you don't know how they're doing that. You shouldn't be looking over into somebody else's life and trying to emulate what they're doing, because you don't know what that's based upon. You don't know what their life entails. You don't know what they're going through, if they're struggling in debt. A lot of people are faking the funk. A lot of people are in debt A lot of people can't pay their bills. A lot of people are struggling, but they might look good, but that's on the surface. But behind closed doors, these people be having a hard time, stressed out. So you never should try to emulate somebody else's relationship, somebody else's lifestyle. You need to do what works for you. And I don't give a damn what somebody else got, what they look like. Look, I'm I'm a firm believer in doing what works for you. We ain't on no this ain't no competition. I'm not in competition with who can look the best, who can put on the biggest facade. No, it doesn't, because it doesn't work, and it eventually falls apart, and then you're depressed and you're having issues and all that. No, baby, look, no, I'm not trying to please nobody, not trying to compete with nobody, not trying to do any of that, because that stuff never works. You stay in your lane of what you want and what's best for you and your family and your livelihood, and that's that. Who cares? I'm not who could buy the most expensive car, who could dress the most expensive, who can wear the most expensive clothes. To hell with all that. That don't make no sense. I saw that lady saying, what's her name? I forget her name, talking about, oh, well, women shouldn't wear, what she was saying, what's her name? The sprinkle lady was talking about, oh, well, you shouldn't wear Michael Kors. That's bottom of beneath women or something. I don't know. That the girls with the something, I don't know, saying, oh, you should be wearing, Louis Vuitton and all this. Girl, none of that stuff don't matter. I mean, if that's something you can afford and you want it and you can get it, okay, cool. But just because that's what you can afford, that might not be something I can afford or either want to get. You got to do what's best for you. Everybody's trying to follow somebody else and level up to what somebody else is doing. And that's running people broke. You end up broke like that. If that's your part of your lifestyle and that's in your budget and you like it and y'all can afford it, y'all got y'all things together, more power to you. But everybody shouldn't be striving, is what I'm saying, to be on a certain level that other people deem great. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is unacceptable by who? And who gives a damn? She was saying something about Michael Kors purses is not it or something like that. Look, if you don't like it and you don't want it, don't buy it. But if I like something and I like how it look, I don't give a damn where it come from. I like it. If it's in my budget and I like it and I can afford it, that's what I'm gonna do. If it's in our budget and we can afford, that's what I'm gonna do. But there's no you know what I'm saying? No standards. I don't go by, oh, everybody's wearing LV or everybody's wearing this or everybody's wearing that, so I got to wear it too. No, that's a problem. That's what you call, everybody's following something else. Nah, I don't give a damn what you got. And look, I've seen all kind of nice stuff. You know what I mean? People have some nice stuff and I admire people's stuff. Just like somebody might admire something that I have. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I love Corvettes. I like the Corvette car. I think they're gorgeous. I just like it for some reason. You know what I'm saying? If I got one of those, I have it. If I like it, we can afford it, and I got it. Okay, or if somebody else got something that I like, I'm not gonna hate on them because they got it. I'm be like, oh, if I like it, I'm gonna be like, that's nice. I admire other people's things all the time. Like, something that I like and I see, I like it, but I'm not going to hate on you and I'm not going to go run out and try to get it just because you got it or it's a popular thing. No, that's stupid. That's so childish. That's juvenile, in my opinion. Quantum Solid says, I don't understand why these modern delusions with that type of thinking want marriage when they already have 1 foot in and 1 foot out from the jump. Exactly. That's why I talk about commitment. A lot of these women, if they're going to be honest, if they would be honest, they don't know how to be committed to one man. And so, yeah, even though they want marriage, I think a lot of people, thank you once again, Quantum Solace, for the super chat. I appreciate you, sir. A lot of these people like the idea of marriage, but not what comes with it. They like the idea of something. You know how you've wanted something and you realize when you got it, you really didn't want it. It was just the idea of it that kind of, piqued your interest. But then once you got it, you really didn't like it as much as you thought you did, because just the idea of having certain things. And you don't really like it. It's just the idea of having it was kind of impressed you or appealed to you. So I think marriage to a lot of modern women is an idea, is something that piques their interest. But when it comes to what is necessary to maintain it and keep it going is what they're not interested in. That's just it. And so this is why I say a lot of them try to minimize it, because they know there's something good about it, but they don't know what that is because they've never experienced it and they don't want to put in the work. This is why they want that soft life. A lot of these women just want somebody to just pay their bills and let them do what they want to do in peace. They want somebody to finance their lifestyle and just shut up, and maybe they'll give you some loving here and there and just finance them, and they can go outside, they can sleep with who they want, be what they want to be, while you just sit there and pay all their bills. That's what a lot of these women want. They don't really want commitment in relationships because they're not used to that. They're used to being for the streets. So the streets is where they're most comfortable. And I think partly, if they would be honest, is why they say they don't like a good man, because he doesn't pique their interest. He's a good guy, but she don't want good guy. She's not attracted to good guys. She's attracted to the guy that's for the streets because she's for the streets. And she want to be for the streets in peace, run with this one, run with that one, get the attention of this one, that one, and that one, and a third. And then, they just want to be able to do that. And they know if they're in a committed relationship, they're not going to be able to do that. So this is why a lot of them say they want it, but they really don't, So that's it, you guys. We hit the 2-hour mark. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already, which you guys got the likes up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats and cash apps, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also make sure you guys go over and subscribe to my second channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The link is probably in the chat. It might be in the chat it's in the description. So make sure you guys go over and subscribe to that channel as well. And yeah, continue to support the channel. Watch the videos on the channel. I have some new videos that'll be coming out really, really soon. So make sure you guys check those out, like them, share them if you can. I really appreciate you for doing that, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all once again for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe out in the streets. And I will see you guys really, really soon. So make sure you hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I go live, because I may go live tomorrow. I may not. But make sure you have that bell turned on so that you'll be notified when I go live. But if I do go live, you guys, it will be 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you guys keep that in mind and hit that notification bell. Quantum Stylist says they claim to not wanting to be slaves of men, but they want men. I think they're trying to say men to be slaves to them. Exactly. That's why I say it's a one-sided deal, Quantum Stylist. It's a one-sided deal. And I just think women have to do better. As much as we put all the emphasis and the focus on men, there's a lot of changes women have to do to meet men halfway. And if that doesn't happen, it's just going to be the way it is, the way it's headed now. Thank you for the super chat, Quantum. I appreciate you once again. So yeah, I really, really believe that, I'm not saying women are all bad and men are all good, or men are all bad and women are. No, I'm saying you have to meet each other halfway. If there's no, men got to do the most and women just sit back and be these princesses and just whatever. No, you got to put in work. Relationships are work, and you got to be willing to work on yourself and work with the person that you want to be with as well. That's what it's always have been. It's nothing new, but they're trying to create something new to get their way, and it's just not happening because they've given a lot of time and babies to the guys who were not good guys and the relationships didn't work. So now they don't want to even go through none of that. They want you to come whole, fully to the table with everything so they can just relax and enjoy, because they feel like they've wasted a lot of time with the guys who they gave the most attention to. But that's not your fault. See, that's not your fault. You shouldn't be penalized for what she chose. She has to realize she made those decisions, and you didn't expect anything from those men. So why are you expecting the most from these guys here, who probably was the kind of guy you should have picked from the beginning, right? So that's that. Thank y'all once again. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hit that bell to be notified when I go live, you guys. And I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Y'all stay tuned for more. Y'all be safe out in the streets. I'll catch you really, really soon. Mwah. I'll see you later. Bye.